select the one sentence that best meets the requirements of standard written English. In this question, we see two main concerns: stopped addressing versus stopped to address, and where the proper placement of the adverb personally should be. Let's go through our choices to see these in context. A. Queen Elizabeth decided to take a break from her official duties and, to the waiting crowd's delight, stopped addressing a few of her subjects personally. When a verb is placed after the verb stop, it can either be an infinitive verb, to plus the base form, for example, let's stop to eat lunch, or with a gerund, a verb ending in ing that functions as a noun, for example, stop laughing at me. When stop is followed by an infinitive, it indicates that the subject stopped doing one activity in order to do another one. For example, I stopped biking to catch my breath. When followed by a gerund, however, it indicates simply stopping the activity without starting a new one necessarily. For example, I stopped smoking. In this sentence, we see the Queen stopped addressing a few of her subjects. With addressing being in the gerund form, it indicates that the Queen simply stopped the activity of addressing her subjects. As it wouldn't make sense that this would delight the waiting crowd, we can see that this isn't the intention, and we can mark this choice off. B. Queen Elizabeth decided to take a break from her official duties and, to the waiting crowd's delight, stopped to address a few of her subjects personally. This sentence corrects the verb form we saw in the previous sentence. Instead of saying the Queen stopped addressing a few of her subjects, it says the Queen stopped to address a few of her subjects. As this implies that the Queen stopped one activity, her official duties, and started another, addressing the crowd, which would understandably delight the waiting crowd, we can see that this is the correct format. As there are no other issues with this sentence, it's likely our answer, but we can take a look at our remaining choices just to be sure. C. Queen Elizabeth decided to take a break from her official duties and, to the waiting crowd's delight, stopped personally addressing a few of her subjects. Without yet getting into if the placement of personally is appropriate here, we can mark this choice off simply because it again uses stopped addressing as a gerund, which we've already established is incorrect. This choice can be marked off. And D. Queen Elizabeth decided to take a break from her official duties and, to the waiting crowd's delight, stopped personally to address a few of her subjects. In choice B, we saw the Queen stopped to address a few of her subjects personally, while here we see she stopped personally to address a few of her subjects. Which is correct? In this sentence, the adverb personally is being used to modify the verb address, as it describes how she addressed those in the crowd, not the way that she stopped. That being the case, it needs to be closer to address and farther from stopped. As choice B places it at the end, connected to the clause to address a few of her subjects personally, as opposed to by stopped, like we see in choice D, we can mark choice D as incorrect and mark our original answer, choice B, as our final answer.